Hello, I'm your host, Ed Marshall. Welcome to the July edition of Money Talks. Well, a lot of people are traveling right now, so I was busy trying to make sure I have everything that I need for my trip. And of course, I've got my passport and my ID and things like that. But I wanted to talk to some people who do a lot with people who are traveling all the time. And joining me now is a very good friend of mine. You normally see him in the setting as being Reverend Cornelius Tilton. He does a lot in our community, but right now he also owns a travel and cruise company where you book a lot of people to go on vacations. So welcome to the show, first of all.
Thank you so much. Good to be here with you today.
Wanted to update us. Are people still traveling because of, we have so much going on in the world with people saying, with all of the different Al-Qaeda stuff and that kind of thing. But we were talking off camera, and you were saying that folks are still saying, I need to see the world, and they're not going to stop me from doing what I need to do.
Two things that I think are important to note. Many of the locations where people are going for traveling are still just as safe as they were before. Okay. When we start talking about spring breaks, beaches, and things of that nature, folks are enjoying. Got to watch out for some of the jellyfish and things like that, but right. But they're enjoying themselves, both here in the United States and abroad. Folks are traveling. Literally tens of thousands of people annually are crossing the ocean, going to places still like France. I knew of a school group, some individuals who went on their honeymoon, just came back from a honeymoon in Paris. Folks are going to Africa and places abroad. It's important to pay attention to your personal safety, but the truth is, even in Israel right now, where there's always this talk of things going on, we have some folks who just came back from Israel and had a wonderful time. And to date, not a single tourist American tourist who's been on a tour has been killed in any one of those attacks that's taken place.
That is great, because but people have concerns about that. Wanted to ask you, are people still using agencies? Do you find that they're using places like you and other people? Because I like doing that, because it gives me that all-in-one where I don't have to worry about all that.
Well, Ed, I found that some people enjoy, some people are do-it-yourselfers, and they like to go on and see what it looks like, and so they try to play things. They have plenty of time on their hands. Right. There are some of us who don't have all that time, exactly. In which case they find that it's much easier to turn that over to a professional. And I submit to you that you do have to make sure that you find the right professional, because everybody is not skilled in every particular area and venue. For example, I specialize in cruises, vacation packages, and international travel for mission groups and what have you.
And if people want to get a hold of you, of course, people can go to the different websites. But for information on, especially on stuff that you specialize in, where can they get a hold of you?
They can reach me at area 504-273-1108. They can even check out my Facebook page. We post some things there sometimes about specials that are going on. And there was a recent survey that was done by the association ASTA, and they said that most people who have taken travel actually enjoy having a travel agent to do it, because it saves them time and the stress of doing it, and we're happy to do it.
Super. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Tell your lovely wife I said hello. We'll have
to
do dinner soon.
Thanks so much, Ed.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about travel safety, and also how you can also have that wonderful vacation right here in your own hometown. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello, I'm Ed Marshall, money coach and host of the Money Talk Show. Our goal each month is to keep you informed on financial issues affecting you and your family. Whether it's concerns about the stock market, mortgages, local community initiatives, or decisions made on Capitol Hill, we do our best to bring you news that you can use. So join me for Money Talks every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. right here on WLAE. Well, hello and welcome back to Money Talks. Of course, we've talked about some of the excursions you can take, but there are places you can go and have a good time with your family and not have to leave home. As a matter of fact, they're just a stone's throw away. And the man to my left can tell us all about it. He's Mr. John Hopper with City Park.
Hello, Ed.
Good to see you again, as always. And I do want to commend you on all the wonderful things that are going on in the park. It looks absolutely wonderful. A friend of mine, she came down visiting from Chicago, she and her family, and she drove through the park and she said, I cannot believe how great this is. She says, so you're going to get a note from a lady.
Wonderful, wonderful. We're happy that she was a satisfied customer.
Well, good deal. It's summertime, of course, and a lot of people, may not necessarily have the funds to leave town, but they wanted to go on an excursion with their families, and City Park is one of the places to be.
Without a doubt, you could spend a week in City Park and not see everything during the summer. But assuming you have kids, there is plenty to do. You can come out and just have a picnic. You can come out and go to Storyland in the amusement park. You can come out and spend a morning or afternoon at City Putt, sponsored by First NBC, I might add.
Oh, are they? Okay.
It is indeed. So, those are just some of the things. But you can come out for eons. People have been coming out with their kids, you feed the ducks, you go on a paddle boat. So there's all those activities. And then you could come out and just have an exercise day. We have outdoor exercise equipment. You can rent a canoe. You can put your kids on their bikes. We have about 15 miles of bike paths in the park. Oh, wow. Go for a hike in Couturier Forest. On Wednesdays, thanks to the Hellas Foundation, the Botanical Garden is free. Yes. And they have a really nice shade garden in there. So, and our, 5, 6, 7, 800-year-old oak trees. Right. Come out under one of those, throw out a blanket, and have a fabulous picnic.
What's some of the new things that are happening over there?
Well, during the summer, you can come out Thursdays at twilight. We have a concert series. It's great for old people like us, Ed, because it starts.
Didn't know that.
It starts early, 6 o'clock. You have a mint julep. You hear some good music. You're out of there by 8 or 8:30. Bed by 9 o'clock.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And the best place always, there's, like I said, 1,300 acres. So there is always something going on. Go to our website, neworleanscitypark.com. Look for the activities, what's happening today. You can just look at the calendar and build some fun activities.
And of course, you got the beautiful pavilion that people like to do weddings, and then you've got the place where people do the weddings by Pop's Fountain. It's just a lot of things that people can see, and it's a good thing, because a lot of times when kids go back to school, their teachers ask them to write a paper on what they did. So they could certainly write a full paper on City Park.
Oh yeah, because like I said, you could literally come out there every day for a week and not see all of the park.
Yeah. John, I really appreciate you coming by and being with us, and we hope people take this information in and know that they can go out and visit City Park, because everybody's got a story about City Park, us older people anyway. And I appreciate you coming in, but don't go anywhere. We'll chat a little bit later on. But right now I want to talk to everyone about vacation safety. It's always really important that no matter where you are, whether you're an adult or whether you have your children with you, that you also exercise caution and be safe even when it's vacation time. And for more information on that, we went to the Executive Director of Crime Stoppers, Darlene Costanza, who has this information for you. Take a listen.
Well, certainly it's, one, staying active. I think most parents realize, and law enforcement certainly sees, that when teenagers or youngsters are out on the streets and they really are kind of just like left to be on their own, that's where we see incidents of things happening, whether it's petty fights or even burglary or graffiti, things like this escalating to even more serious crimes, because a lot of times there is this lack of other things to do. As a parent, have a plan. There's so many camps that your children can go to, but have a plan and then make them accountable to report back to you where they're going to be. The schedule, who's allowed when, if they're going to your home, who's allowed in the home, when they're supposed to be at the home, and then that contact number of how you can always be in touch with each other. I think with older teenagers and young adults, it's the same thing. There's many different job opportunities out there that you can do for the summer. But again, have that check-in time with an adult so that they know that if there's an issue or something you need help, you have that vehicle to be able to make that call or have that support system. I know law enforcement also talks quite a bit about different summer activities in the evenings. It's very important, again, to keep that activity level. If you ever feel threatened or you ever feel concerned when you see something, they need to know that they're always able to report that to Crime Stoppers. Certainly call 911, but if you call Crime Stoppers and you want to remain anonymous, that information will come to us directly, and we will make sure that law enforcement gets that in real time. So again, it's have a plan, know who your friends, where you're going to be with your friends, and make sure that that if you're seeing something that's not comfortable for you, that might be alarming, to make sure that you report it.
Thank you, Darlene. That's certainly good information, and I hope everyone will take heed and have a safe vacation. When we come back, we'll have more information about some places you can go and places you can see and have a good time. So stay with us.
You're watching WLAE, New Orleans Public Television. Find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Well, welcome back to Money Talks. Well, if you and the family want to take a little short trip and see something that you may not have seen before that's kind of exciting during this summer season, you may want to travel to Kenner, Louisiana, to an area called Rivertown. We recently sat down with the executive director of Rivertown, and he told us about all of the exciting things that are happening in that area nearby.
It was a museum district primarily, and so what that showed us is that the city was the primary property owner in Rivertown, and at the time the administration really wanted to move those public buildings back into private commerce, and so we had to look at what we could do from a goal standpoint is how could we possibly get these public buildings out from underneath us, drive more small sector job growth down into Rivertown, and bring people down to where our cultural center was. We have the Science Center, which is available for appointment. A lot of schools come for appointments and check out our Science Center. We actually have a mock shuttle in there. It's pretty cool. We have the planetarium, great planetarium, laser light shows, stuff like that. We have a music series. We also have movies in the park, so music in the park and movies in the park, usually during fall and spring. And movies in the park is great, big blow-up screen, bring your kids, very family oriented events. Music in the park, great, free, open to the public events. Those are pretty much what we've had on a continual basis over the past 10 years. We also have, I say we, but we help host Oktoberfest by Deutsche Haus. Yeah. So they come out and use Rivertown, which has been a big draw. We also have numerous weddings in Heritage Park. So we have a lot of things that go on in Rivertown. Summertime is a big pickup for camps and stuff like that for those attractions. We will be having Kenner Discovery School will be moving to Rivertown for a short time, so that's going to be a big draw. So we have a farmers market that operates every Saturday. And then under, at the time, Mayor Yenny, he actually had a Office of Motor Vehicles moved to Rivertown. So any day throughout the week, you see a lot of foot traffic from people, parking, coming to renew their licenses. For the month of November, the state of Louisiana puts on grant funding for people to have a coordinated event to showcase your district. And so what we've done for the past 2 years is we've actually had, it's called, Rivertown Main Street Jazz Brunch. So I believe in years past it's $25. This year it's $35, and what you get out of it is you come to a jazz brunch and our newly redeveloped private business called The Crossing, which was a former public building. Come in, great breakfast, jazz trio, and there's a silent auction for local artists. And so the whole thing is to pretty much raise awareness of what kind of initiatives we're pushing in Rivertown. And all the money goes right back into the district for programming. And a lot of it has actually gone towards Rivertown Arts Council this year, which we put in with Rivertown Main Street. But in 2011, we got awarded a Transportation Enhancement Program grant for $423,000. And I've been telling my board members in the administration this for probably the past 2 years that we've been in final engineering review phase for almost 2 years now. And if we can get that up and done, I think it would be a huge draw for us just aesthetically. So we're going to get brand new brick crosswalks and sidewalks, new lighting, landscaping, stuff like that. And it's going to be a huge facelift for Rivertown. But for me personally, it's hard for me to say as far as where we could possibly get better. I like to see new businesses down there, of course, and would like to see us increase our business footprint. I want to see my current businesses, be more profitable, which is what any Main Street manager would say. More use of the river levee system. Now we have a lot of construction down there. We have a lot of cyclists. I have a lot of things that I would like to see done. It's kind of difficult because we are such a small district. It creates some problems in itself. But I think it's kind of taken on its own initiative organically to where everybody has the same goals that they want to see happen down there. It's a courtyard that was just previously used as a location for all these schools that visit to have lunch. And so it was just kind of sitting vacant, bare walls. It kind of had just 1980s painting on it. And so we decided to go in there with the Rivertown Arts Council, which is a part of Rivertown Main Street, to go in and use it as a space for public art. So what we're doing now is we actually have public art murals in the courtyard. We have 4 up right now that our Arts Council members did on their own free time. And the way that we're going to operate it is that every 6 months the mural is going to change. So you have 4 brand new murals every 6 months. So it'll be a rolling mural location. And so we're going to be having open night art markets out there and speaker series. So that's going to, I think, is going to be our big draw, is creating some new creative placemaking in Rivertown through art.
Well, that's really exciting. And so for all of you artists out there, you certainly might want to check out, maybe you can have your mural done out at Rivertown. You know, they say we all are children at heart, and I guess we are. And with so many young people out of school and camps all over the place, you may want to take them down to Julia Street in New Orleans, to the New Orleans Children's Museum. We recently had a conversation about what's going on and what's new at the museum. So we sat down and talked with the executive director there, and there's so much information. Please watch.
Well, I'm really excited to be able to share with you what's new this summer. This summer we're open 7 days a week, and we have welcomed the most extraordinary traveling exhibit that will be on display all summer long. Voyage to Vietnam is a completely immersive experience for children to celebrate Tet, the great Vietnamese heritage festival. And in the museum, really all over downstairs, it's an extensive exhibit, is a place for children to learn about food, to learn about music, to celebrate fireworks, to participate in a lion dance. There's so many wonderful aspects of the culture of Vietnam that are in this exhibit. So that is a real highlight. Again, we'll have it through the end of August, even into early September, and that's something we're really tickled to welcome. We're very privileged to host that. The museum has always been focused in early literacy. We are really one of the primary resource in the state of Louisiana that is developed specifically for young children and their families and open to the public. So we recognize the role we play in building language skills and building literacy skills, and all throughout the year there are some wonderful experiences through exhibits or through programs to build those skills that are really critical for school readiness, for kindergarten readiness. One of the programs that we're participating in this summer is a very successful model out of Utah that we have copied, called Miss Kindergarten Gets Ready for Kindergarten. And in 6 different charter school sites throughout the community, we have a group of families. I think there are about 400 families in all whose kids are starting kindergarten next year. So there are a series of activities that the parents will take part in to build those language skills, get their kids ready, and hopefully have our 5-year-olds in much stronger shape as school starts and their learning journey starts. So that's one of the treats that the museum is participating in throughout the community this summer, and we feel like it's a very significant step for us to take. Since 2008, we've had a program headquartered at Harney Elementary in Central City called Play Power. Play Power empowers children to grow, develop, and heal through play. And it is an immersive program. In other words, we have staff members who are there all day, every day throughout the school year. Play Power taps into 7 essential life skills that every child needs, that every person needs. And the program that we have is very play-based. It's very hands-on. It's all about books, it's about art, it's about dramatic play, it's about puppetry, it's about communication, it's about singing and dancing. It is fun, it is experiential, but it's about life skills. And through the curriculum that goes over a 9-month period of time, children in kindergarten, 1st grade, and 2nd grade have really fun experiences, very safe experiences, but very meaningful experiences where they're learning to communicate with each other. They're learning to problem solve. They're learning about critical thinking. they're learning about taking perspectives from different angles. They're writing appreciation cards for each other. They're writing apology cards. They're acting out their emotions and their feelings. And what we do through Play Power at Harney Elementary, and we also have this same program at Davies Elementary in St. Bernard Parish and in several Nord sites this summer, we're teaching kids life skills. We're teaching them how to play. We are enhancing their communication, their understanding of themselves and their family members. It's been an extraordinary program, and we're really, really proud of it. It's very different. It's actually, we were acknowledged at the White House for this program that we've done. This year, Saturday, August 27th, we will celebrate our 20th Cherish the Children. So we are really tickled to be able to showcase again a wonderful homage to creativity in New Orleans. It's an auction, it's a fun event, but everybody there is a grown-up pretending to be a child. It's a very important aspect of our fundraising campaign throughout the year. So it's important to us on the business sense, but it's also important to us to be able to showcase the creative talent that we have.
Well, Julia, you certainly can sign me up. I'll be bringing some of the young people that I help mentor during the summers. Can't wait to get over there and see all the new things that are going on at the wonderful Children's Museum. My daughter grew up going through so many of those wonderful activities. We'll be back with more of Money Talks right after this, so stay here.
Happy days are here again with 3 popular musicals at Summer Lyric Theater. The season opens with the energetic Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat. Next, you'll thrill to the dynamic tap dancing of thoroughly modern Millie. Then Big River sails in with songs and stories about life on the Mississippi. So join us for fun and fine music at Tulane Summer Lyric Theater.
Welcome back to Money Talks. We featured on this show Blessed 26. It's a program that helps young people realize their dreams through a special mentoring program. Well, this program is expanding. It's now in Orleans and Jefferson Parish. And we talked with Kendall Francis, who is the guy who actually came up with the program and developed it, about what's going on with that program. And, well, you take a look. It'll warm your heart.
I did with this group, and it's the largest group I've ever had. I said, young men, you all have voluntarily, with excitement, continued to come to class. And I said, if you all continue and you've completed over 75% of our classes, because we were doing this over 20 weeks consecutively, they were leaving football practice early to come attend, and they were extremely excited about it. And I said, look, you made the first investment in yourself, I'll make a personal investment in you. I'll buy every person in here a suit, brand new suit. And I wear suits all the time, and they see how I dress, and some of them like it, and they were like, man, one day I'm gonna get something like that. And I'm like, okay, cool, I got you. And so Suited for Success became a part of our program, something they can be excited about. And I actually believe some of them were doubtful that we were actually gonna do it until I worked everything out, and we partnered with a local clothing store, and it was only open just for us. I had them show up at 9 o'clock in the morning. We had an awesome parent volunteer to bring our kids over on the school bus, and the school worked with us on that. And they got off the bus and did something amazing. They walked in a straight line, because they always tell them we have to do things in proper order. And just to see that discipline, they're already out of school, they're excited, they can do anything they want to do. But they all showed up, they walk in a perfect line, they lined the store aisles, they met the Blessed 26 mentors, and I've always told them, like I said, people shouldn't judge you by the way that you look, but they always do, and they always will, and you have to deal with it. The other thing I said, if you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Your associations are so key. And sometimes a large group of people not presenting themselves in the best light can have a negative connotation. And sometimes young people get harassed, or they end up in bad situations or what have you. But what they did was they met my friends. I called a group of men to wait for them and line the store aisle to welcome them in. They were all greeted with hugs and handshakes and smiles. And we were just happy for them. And I addressed them, and we all went shopping, and we had a great time. The smiles, the excitement, some of the comments, which is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. And when we can help young people put their best foot forward, we have to kind of entice them a little bit. They're young, they're impressionable. Their attitudes change, their minds change. Every 5 minutes, they're going to feel a different way, just where they are cognitively, psychologically, and emotionally. It's just going to happen. But if we can do something to spur them to stay motivated, be intrinsically motivated, I think that's what we contributed to. And they got to see a group of men they otherwise would not be in the same company with. And we had a good time together. And there's actually going to be a part 2 to that as well. So when I can put you in a setting with individuals that you would rarely ever have an opportunity to be around, in a communal setting, and we're dining together, and you've already had a great experience with them, and they get to see you put your best foot forward. So they're going to have all these suits custom tailored to fit them as they are right now, even though they're growing like weeds. But they're going to show up. They're going to be dressed in their suits, tailored down to them, and then we're going to dine together in a beautiful setting. We're going to be over at the Royal Palm, and that's a beautiful setup over there. And we're going to have like a breakfast brunch buffet, and it's not going to be much on the program. I will address, I'll review with everyone. They're going to be sitting down with a parish president, a city councilman, all the city councilmen hopefully, superintendent, principals of schools, Bless 26 supporters, and other prominent folks, and some of our supporters, and maybe a few parents that may come along as well. But that is going to be an experience. And now you have these professionals who are on the other side be able to see young men in a way that they never get to see them. And so I think that's going to spur some positive energy. And so when you see young people in a different light, and you see there's a group of young people presenting themselves in a way that you're excited about and you would like to see them, if I can take a group of 30 plus at a time and engage them with people they otherwise would not have access to, I think something beautiful is going to happen. It has to be about we as a community. We come together for athletic events. We come together for Saints games. We come together for our team. Why can't we come together for our children? We can't ignore young people who are crying out for help, want some sort of direction, just because they haven't gotten in trouble yet. And I think that's the difference in my program. It's a little bit different. There are a great bunch of programs out here. And I think hopefully we're just one of them. I'd love to be considered in that crowd. But just have patience with our young people. Contact us. Let us know if you have any ideas. And we're just going to continue doing what we've already seen that works with our 3-prong approach with the family breakfast, the boardroom, and the Suited for Success program. And we're going to keep moving. Hopefully I can go in different parishes and expand and have people in that community actually run because they personally know the needs of that community. And that's where we're at right now. If you go to our website, bless26.info, we have various support levels that people can give to. They can give very small as $26 a month, and that helps us with benevolence. We have young people with very small emergencies, very small hurdles. Sometimes it's a little cell phone bill, but to them it's a lifeline to be able to call someone for help when they're in trouble. Sometimes you might have to help with some backpacks and school clothing and things of that nature. So they just go to the Give Today portion on bless26.info. I am so blessed with all the people that do sow a seed into Bless 26, but we could always use more, so we could always expand and help more young people. So please, if anyone has a heart to, visit bless26.info and hit the Give Today tab, and we'll be more than excited and ecstatic and very, very grateful for any support they could offer.
People helping people, that's what it's all about. Well, we're out of time for this show. We certainly hope you have information that you can use. Until next time, remember it's your money. Make it work for you, and do something for yourself and do something for someone else. Until next time, I'm Ed Marshall, and we'll see you.